Hello and welcome. I am Ruby White of Ruby Star Shaman on Instagram. This is my YouTube channel. I'm going to be giving it a lot more love over the next couple of months because I want to be channeling as much as possible from spirit and intuition and allowing you to receive guidance and activations and beautiful energies that will just propel you forth as you are on whatever healing journey or self-discovery journey, and you'll benefit from this. So I'm here. This weekend is the second full moon of this month in October of 2020. So I'm calling it the Blue Moon Medicine Series. We're going to be talking about the energetics that are underlying during this weekend. I'm going to be basically just channeling from spirit the whole time and taking you through what to expect and normalizing anything that may come up for you in your life and your relationships. It's a really exciting time. So let's get straight into it. I'll just invite you right now to close down your eyes and focus in on your breath, allowing for any fiery energies to kind of come to the surface, to bubble up. I'm almost seeing like a cauldron with liquid in it. So allowing for any stagnant energies or old angers or rage or resentments to just kind of begin to loosen up with your breath. Allowing the inhale to activate those areas, and then on the exhale, beginning to just release. Maybe you'll make some noises here, maybe you'll just sigh it out or be quiet, but particularly when releasing the energies of anger, rage, resentment, it's really helpful for us to make noises that create vibrations within the throat chakra so that we're really somatically and viscerally taking our souls and our physical body through this integration. It's just allowing that to come forward. For me personally and professionally, this weekend that's here, upcoming, today's Thursday, but for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this full moon weekend is a really pivotal one, not just for myself, but for everyone. For me, on personal and professional levels, I am opening up a community with my dear shamanic soul sister named Elena. Her business is called Lated Earth. And we are creating a community called Woven, which is not only a conscious community for people who are spiritually seeking and on their own healing journeys to come together and connect and find belonging, but it is also a virtual online temple. So education and expansion is something that's really important to us in this project, in this offering. So not only will we be doing monthly rituals and ceremonies, we'll also be doing monthly workshops and Q&A videos, and creating that safe container to not only be seen and heard, but to learn and receive and absorb channelings and knowledge, very much like my intentions for this YouTube channel. So if you're feeling called to join or hear more about Woven, you can always comment below or send me an email. All of the information and the links will be down there. And this weekend, I personally am expanding into union with my partner, my soulmate. He is my person, and I'm saying this in the sense that of course you can have multiple soulmates, but he is the person that I am choosing to consciously expand and deepen into a soul contract with. We've had a soul contract since we have began seeing each other more than 3 years ago, but we're consciously choosing each other and we're deepening into our union energetically this weekend with a hand fasting style Celtic ancestral wedding ceremony. And this is also what's special about this weekend of the full moon and the moon medicine, is that the 31st, which is Halloween in America, is also Samhain, which is the Celtic New Year, or some people call it the Witch's New Year, because in Wicca, the Sabbats, or the Wheel of the Year, are based off of the Celtic holidays, or basically cornerstones of agriculturally what's happening on the land and within the villages and the clans, but also spiritually what's going on in the ethers and the other realms. So the Celtic New Year on October 31st opens up portals to connect ancestrally. And in other cultures, such as Mexico, there is Dia de los Muertos, which is the Day of the Dead, and I believe that that's November 1st. But all of these ancestral energies are encompassed within this weekend, and the fact that we're having a second full moon this month on this weekend also kind of activates simultaneous portals of manifestation and energy for you to create and reclaim aspects of yourself that are necessary, your soul's true essence, that are going to allow you to move forward in the next moon cycle and in the next 6 months ahead with greater clarity and a confidence within yourself and the journey, the path that you're forging in your own future. In my last video on this channel, I went into timelines a bit and how we can quantum leap onto different timelines, and the messages that I'm receiving from my spirit guides regarding that this weekend is that there's almost like a fork in the road for a lot of people, and you can choose to deepen into the connection and the integration with your soul self, which is what I call the higher self or the cosmic self, your over soul, which is what a lot of people use for that term. And you could either fork into the side of your consciousness that wants to be running from old patterns, old belief systems, and conditioning that probably no longer serves you. So there's a lot of opportunity to make conscious choices this weekend that are going to allow you to plant seeds of sovereignty. And when I was channeling this bit of information, I felt a little bit curious around the imagery of planting the seeds, because that's typically more of a new moon sort of energy. But for this second full moon, it's like within the month of October, we've had different flavors and different energies of what's happening here. And this blue moon specifically is going to be in the sign of Taurus. So the sign of Taurus in astrologically, is very sensual. It's a very earthy, grounded sign. And this image of planting seeds of sovereignty reminds me very much of the Taurus energy of claiming what you want, grounding into those roots, and also the imagery of roots, of connecting to your ancestors in those roots, but not just biologically or on that genetic ancestral level, your spiritual ancestors and your past life ancestors and all of these other souls that you are still connected to through your Akashic records, through your womb space. The womb space will be super activated on this full moon in terms of allowing for the womb to open up as a cauldron and a spiralic portal to connect to your feminine lineages of ancestors. A lot of their pain, suffering, joy, happiness, ecstasy, bliss is stored within the womb. So a lot of times the messages that I'm getting right now to say is that if you've been experiencing pain within your moon cycle, within your menstrual cycle, it is a signal to you that it's time to do some sort of intuitive ritual for releasing those energies of grief, pain, suffering that are existing and breathing within your womb space on physical and energetic levels that have been passed down to you from your feminine ancestors. So that might blow some people's minds a little bit, but if you have even It's especially important if you have a biological, actual 3D uterus, but it's also important if you're a woman and you don't have a uterus, if you've had a hysterectomy, or if you identify as a different gender but you physically, biologically have a womb space, a uterus. And it's even important for men to connect to their feminine ancestors through the energetic blueprint of the womb around their sacral pelvis area, because a lot of times when men operate from wounded masculine feminine energies, it's because somewhere along the way they weren't honoring their feminine ancestors. So I'm just going to take a moment to let that land for a second. Maybe sending some energy to the womb space would be helpful at this time, and just simply opening up the gateway into curiosity and asking, maybe, what can I kind of cultivate or allow to resonate through my womb space on this weekend of the full moon? And finally, I want to just guide you through one last piece of channeled information, which is connecting to and activating your soul's origin codes, which I'm rubbing on my heart space right now because this is the area that's going to be really activated, really juicy and pleasurable to tap into this weekend as we move towards our sovereignty. The seeds of sovereignty is coming in again as a metaphor, as imagery to activate you. But it's super important in the sense of the biological DNA activating within and connecting to the soul self. So once you are in resonance with the soul origin codes of your soul self, they will come down through the crown chakra and then settle into the heart space before activating all of your power centers and your chakras, and then allowing for that energy of your soul's origin codes to resonate through your whole entire physical body and manifesting your actual cellular blueprints into alchemizing and transmuting different stagnant energies, blocked energy. Again, that energy of pain and suffering is going to be released through the activation of the physical cells. So if you feel at any point like your temperature is fluctuating, or you have a migraine, or something on a physical level is starting to shift or take place, do not be terrified. A lot of people who have been experiencing ascension symptoms lately start to panic or get worried or harness that frequency of fear because of COVID and the state of the world. But there's room for you to be open to the symptoms you're experiencing and not automatically attach them to a death sentence or a sickness in any kind. That is counterproductive and counterintuitive to the experiencing of ascension symptoms. So just hold space for that, again, with curiosity, without judgment, without fear, as much as you can. I know I've had to process and cycle through fear during some contractions throughout the last 3 months of expansion and even this week, but it is important that we hold space with an open heart and move towards our soul's essence so that we can come more into alignment with who we're meant to be. And that is also what this full moon medicine is gifting us with this weekend. And then on union, it's a beautiful opportunity for us again to go inwards to balance our inner masculine and inner feminine, and how those energies manifest and resonate no matter how you identify, if you're more masculine, if you're more feminine, if you're somewhere in between. We all have those energies within us. So this is going back to tantric principles and polarity. And it's okay if you have more than one or more than the other, but there's definitely a mixture in all of us. And when they are off kilter, off balance, it brings us into a misaligned sort of energetic dynamic where we are having trouble manifesting, or we're not calling in what we need to, or It's just not resonating with our way of life. So this full moon medicine is also giving us an opportunity. It's a mirror into ourselves to sort through and sift through and see what we need to release in order to grow, in order to balance, in order to be really embodied. And I feel like that's also the essence of Taurus that's showing up in the messages I'm channeling, is seeing all of these beautiful bodies in motion, moving with confidence, moving with sensuality, moving with pleasure, moving with this unabashed passion towards doing what you want to do without considering the judgment of anyone outside of yourself. And I feel like that's a really potent message that's coming through, because viscerally my body is just really taking that one in with lots of chills, heat, tears. And as we go through in more videos on this channel, I'm going to be discussing intuition and intuitive development, and how you can begin to start listening to your body's cues when your spirit is channeling a message through you, and your body will give confirmation signs. So I'm really excited to create those videos, content, and courses for you in the future. It has been brewing for some time now. In the next couple of days, I'm going to be making a video for every single day. So this is Thursday. We're going to have a Friday video, a Saturday video, and then a Sunday video. And Sunday is the day that I'm getting married. So it will be full of ancestral energies, of embodying the sacred codes of union with your partner romantically, or partners, and just holding space for the activation of all of it and the expansion that beautifully comes with it. So thank you for joining me here on this journey. I hope that you stay tuned. You can hit the button to subscribe. I just have this deep goal to serve and support you through the channeling from my spirit guides, from my ancestors, and helping you step into your intuitive power, your elemental magic, and your soul's essence and truth. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful full moon weekend.